welcome to the very, very first Barnet TV business networking event. I'd like to say a very big thank you to Nigel for agreeing to do this with us.
On behalf of everybody else here, we just want to take this time to kind of pick your brain a little bit, because obviously, having read some of this amazing book, I don't know if you all know about Nigel's book, it's packed filled with tips and stories that have made up your life so far.
We've now been in the same house for 35 years.
Wow.
And it's a very, very old house. And occasionally I'm in the house saying to myself, good Lord, you know, we've been here for 35 years. And I hear the house pealing with laughter, because it's been here for 350. And it's saying to me, mate, you're just visiting. You're just visiting. And that's what we are. Money doesn't lead, it follows, in my view. And if you don't make money, it doesn't matter anyway, because you're doing something you want to do and you're happy, which is really what it's all about, isn't it?
What's your passion? Is it business? Is it sports? Is it memorabilia?
I do actually have a large collection of memorabilia. But you don't set off to have a collection. You know, you just sort of stick your hand up and buy something. And then obviously as the years go by, because I've been doing that now for 30 years or more, it gets more serious. And then you're starting to say, well, I only want stuff that's iconic. I want Bobby Moore's shirt. I want Henry Cooper's gloves, or whatever it is. It's interesting, because when I was at school, I had no interest in business whatsoever. And,
wow.
I went to university to read Latin and Greek, and got to university, and then for the first time in my life, I actually said to the professor, I don't even like Latin and Greek. No, I don't want to do that. Thinking he would just say, well, bugger off then. And he didn't. He said, well, what do you think you would want to do? So I set off to do economics, and I think for me, life is it's a long road, and as you go up the road, by definition, you can't see that far up the road. Mm-hmm. So you don't know there's a right turn and a left turn until you get there, and then you turn right, you turn left, and it changes your life forever. As I was leaving university, I decided, no, I don't want to go into the family business. No idea why I made that decision. No idea. Arguably, it was the best decision of my life. And I ended up going to a thing called a merchant bank, basically because they offered me 35 quid a week, and the next best offer I got was 22. Well, that's a no-brainer, isn't it? You know, 13 quid, wow. Yeah. You can know the people in small companies, and the people can know the people. And so it really matters, or it should really matter. And again, this is so obvious, but it's still worth saying. It is all about people. It's all about finding good people. And by definition, good people don't necessarily have, I'm a good person, written on their forehead. You mentioned team, and we all look out there. No, every successful company is a team. Yeah. Team applies to schools, universities, companies, everything.
So is it about building stronger relationships, more personal relationships?
Absolutely, absolutely. I've always said, if you're in a big company, the guy at that end of the room might know the name of the chap at the other end of the room, but he won't know that he's got two daughters. Yeah. He won't know that one's poorly. Yeah. He won't, you know, and you've got to share that stuff. You know, for me, once somebody's in a company with you, whether you like it or not, you're involved with their life. There are 5 million small businesses in the United Kingdom. 5 million small businesses in the United Kingdom. And they employ 60–65% of people. That's where the heart of the country is. That's where the energy is. I will only invest in businesses where people have skin in the game. And I think once you get to companies of a certain size, and they're run by a management who've got no skin in the game. They don't own any shares. They just probably have a huge salary, and you'll never convince me that somebody with a huge salary, prestige in the community, big pension pot, that they're committed to making money on my investment. I'm sure they say it, but they can't be. No, you need people. Well, you've got to know it hurts. I want to know that, you know, if there's pain, that the guys running it are sharing the pain, you know, not that it's just a free run.
What has been your most exciting business venture?
Domino's wasn't bad.
Yeah?
I remember, you know, somebody came up the stairs in the late 90s, 97, and they said, would you be interested in coming into a pizza company? I don't think I'd even eaten a pizza at that stage of my life. But what was interesting is I would describe that as staggering luck, because it was an amazing business. But of course, you could argue it wasn't staggering luck. Why did he come up those stairs? He came up those stairs because he knew that there was somebody up there who might just be stupid enough to invest in a pizza company knowing nothing about pizzas. I remember when I was young going to see a guy who was 80, and he was running a little business. And he was telling me about his 10-year plan. And I then thought, silly old bugger, fancy having a 10-year plan at the age of 80. But I now realize at the age of 80, you must have a 10-year plan. If you have a 10-minute plan, you'll last 10 minutes. You know, it's about, that's why I always quote a guy we all know who's probably one of the greatest investors ever, Warren Buffett. Well, he's now, he says he's 88, but I think he's been 88 for some time. But what I absolutely love about it is that this is one of the guys running one of the biggest businesses in the world. In the world. His number 2, Charlie Munger, is 95. So you've got a guy of 88 and 95 running one of the biggest businesses in the world. Wow. You know, there's hope for all of us. Even me.
Are there sort of like key drivers or criteria that you look for when transitioning from one maybe business idea to a new business venture?
But I think, I mean, wow. You know, somebody comes in, you know, with real passion for what they're doing. And there's got to be a logical sense to it. It's amazing what some people achieve. Amazing. But you won't achieve it without passion.
Passion and skin in the game.
I was really impressed with Nigel's demeanour. You know, for a man that's had such business success, he is so sort of understated.
An amazing venue. I've never been here before, so it's really a pleasure to discover something which is very close to where I live.
It was really informative, lots of very good advice, very inspirational, and very honest.
I think he's very infectious the way, you know, he presents himself. I've had my challenges as well in business, but I'll continue to obviously strive and look towards that objective.
A lot of time when you go to businesses or you go to interviews, you hear a lot of people they'll say what they think you want to hear, and that doesn't add value. So for me, this has really added a bit of value tonight, and it's been a really good event to be part of. So I think a lot of businesses check this out.
It's not about money. It's about two things, I think. It's about love. Have you got people you love and people who love you? And it's about what have you got to do? Because we all need something to do.